All right, let's dive into what is, without a doubt, the single most important verb in the German language, sein. Seriously, if you want to say, well, pretty much anything in German, you've got to get this one down. It's the key that unlocks everything else.
So, what is sein? Well, at its heart, it's really simple. Sein just means to be. That's it. Just like in English, it's the absolute foundation for building countless sentences.
And this one little verb does a ton of heavy lifting. I mean, you use it to say who someone is, what something is, where someone is, and to describe how they're doing or what they're like. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of German verbs. You're going to use it all the time.
So here's our game plan. We'll quickly go over what sein is, then tackle its tricky conjugation. After that, we'll get into the fun stuff, how to use it with nouns, adjectives, and locations. And don't worry, we'll wrap it all up with a super handy cheat sheet. Okay, let's get right into the irregular conjugations. Now, this is the part that can feel a little weird at first. Every language has these little quirks, right? And for German, sein is one of the first big ones you need to wrap your head around.
So what's the big deal? I mean, it just means to be. How strange can it be compared to other verbs?
Well, the thing about sein is it's a total rule breaker. It's an irregular verb, and that means, unlike most verbs where you can kind of guess the ending, the form of sein changes completely depending on who's talking. You can't predict it, you just have to know it.
And this right here, this is the master key. This table's about to become your new best friend. Let's run through it. For I, it's ich bin. For you, du bist. For he, she, or it, sie, es ist. Then we have wir sind, seid. And finally, sie/sie, sind. You can see there's not much of a pattern, which means old-fashioned memorization is the way to go. Seriously, burn this table into your brain. It's that important.
Okay, so now that we've seen the forms, let's actually put them to work in some real sentences. We'll start by using sein with nouns, which you'll do all the time when talking about jobs and professions.
Now here is the #1 rule, and it's a huge tip for English speakers. When you state your job in German, you do not use an article. You don't say, I am a teacher. You literally just say, I am teacher. So it's not, ich bin ein Lehrer. Nope, it's simply, ich bin Lehrer. Honestly, dropping that article is one of the fastest ways to make your German sound way more natural. Let's look at a few more real quick. Ich bin Student. I am a student. Sie ist Ärztin. She is a doctor. And notice that feminine ending there, Ärztin. And ist Lehrer. He is a teacher. See? Simple, direct, and no article needed. Okay, so a question that always comes up when you're learning German is about those infamous noun genders, der, die, and das. Does the gender of a noun in your sentence actually mess with the verb sein?
Let's find out. Here we have a masculine noun, der Mann. The sentence is, der Mann ist Lehrer. Okay, so the verb is ist. Now let's try a feminine noun, die Frau. The sentence is, die Frau ist Lehrerin. And look at that. The verb is still ist.
And just to be sure, let's use a neuter noun, das Kind. The sentence is, das Kind ist müde. And the verb, you guessed it, it's still ist.
So, here's the big takeaway. The gender of a noun has absolutely zero effect on the verb sein. The verb only cares about the subject. Der Mann is basically a he, die Frau is a she, and das Kind is an it. And as we saw in our table, he, she, and it all use the exact same form, ist.
All right, let's move on to our next big use case, which is just as common and, you'll be happy to hear, even simpler, using sein with adjectives to describe people and things.
This is just so wonderfully straightforward. You just take your subject, pop in the right form of sein, and then add your adjective. That's it. Ich bin müde. I am tired. Du bist alt. You are old. Das Wetter ist gut. The weather is good. The adjective doesn't change at all. It's just clean and simple.
Okay, our third and final practical application for today is using sein to talk about locations. To say where you are.
And once again, the pattern is beautifully simple. Subject, the correct form of sein, and then the place. Ich bin zu Hause. I am at home. Ist in Berlin. He is in Berlin. Wir sind hier. We are here. See? You're already building useful everyday sentences.
Whew, we've covered a lot of ground.
So let's boil it all down into a final cheat sheet. These are the absolute must-know points to take away from all this.
So here's what you need to remember. First, sein simply means to be. Second, and this is the big one, you have to memorize those irregular forms. Ich bin, du bist, sie es ist, wir sind, ihr seid, sie sind. Third, don't worry about noun gender changing the verb. It doesn't. And finally, you can and should start using these forms right now with professions, adjectives, and locations.
I want to leave you with this thought. Don't just see sein as another verb on a long list. Mastering sein isn't just a small step, it's really the first giant leap you take toward actually speaking and understanding German with confidence. You now have the fundamental key to build hundreds, if not thousands, of German sentences. So the only real question left is, what's the first one you're going to create?